Well, this is a special edition of Hood Stories as we approach the holiday season. And it was always the time of sharing. And my mother sharing. Me giving my mom gifts with money she basically gave to me for my own spending. I had to budget. So at an early age, I learned how to budget. And what I did was take money and get the most maximum size gift for the very little amount of money. I got her these green and red Christmas-like earrings for the season. They were peeling when I bought them, but they were $5. So I gave them to her. Merry Christmas. And she was like, oh my God. I'm alright. We done dodged another Christmas. One year, they had the powder set with the perfume, powder, and something else. And some shampoo, I think. My mom never opened that set. It sat in there and decorated the bathroom for years. My mom never even opened that. And I'm like, Mom, it's the thought that counts. And then I'll run off and open up all my gifts. So the next year she swore, like, I know you love, just don't buy me any gifts. But I'm like, Mom, it's the thought that counts. She's like, that's right. And you haven't put any thought into any gift you've given me. Well, that was then, this is now. Okay? So for all the kids that's out there during the holiday season, what they call Christmas, I am going to let you guys sit around the fire and hear a story that's not told in your Christmas books. The story of Black Santa. Was never played in a household where two people was from Natchez, Mississippi, and one guy was from Georgetown, Georgia. Now relocated on the west side of Chicago, Illinois, where Al Green is playing. And Greg is cheating somebody in gin rummy. And Larry has got his favorite drink on the side of him. Some Crown Royal or Bacardi Dark, whichever one you can get to him first, while he's smoking his cigarettes. And they better be some menthols, because if it don't got menthols, you going back to the store. Might not be in one piece. And as they playing cards, gin rummy, and Greg always gets caught cheating. Greg, put that down! I'm buying it. I'm in love with you. It's blasted out the radio. Larry's wife of 20 some odd years comes out. Larry, stop yelling all the time. Why don't you go in there and see about the food? Larry gets up, checks on the food, because Larry can cook. So he's in there making sure the food is done and getting the meat done, while his wife, Luella, makes sure everything else is properly taken care of. Now they got 4 kids. Alright? And in these 4 kids, they got 2 boys and 2 girls. They got Larry Jr., you got Thomas, And you got Cindy, was short for Cynthia. And then you have Nita, short for Anita. So, during this time here, he's getting ready to go into work. Party of success. Gotta wake up 6 in the morning, start his shift. Now, he works at this metal factory, where they deal with all different type of electronics for all different type of companies. They make all different type of steel parts for. So he goes in, talks to his foreman, works another 16-hour shift. It's the holiday season, so they're doing double time. So they say, you know what? We doing 9 and 9. So you want to do some 18s? Come on in. You get that overtime. It's unlimited right now. We need you. You come on in and get this extra money. Now the money come in and it helps out fine. But each year for the holidays, you know, what good old Larry would do was sit around, spend all his money on gifts, and he'd tell his wife Luella, go ahead and buy the gifts because I ain't got time, I'm gonna be too busy working. So what she would do is take 1 or 2 gifts, give it to each child, and then wrap the other ones up and hide them in a closet. And it says, well, Santa's gonna bring the rest of them. So on Christmas Day, Dad is normally exhausted. The kids are running around, look what Santa brought me, and he's, alright, that's nice. Now he talks to her after the holiday season's over and says, hey, why do we keep telling these kids that Santa Claus is buying all this stuff? She was like, what do you mean? Were you trying to ruin Christmas for them? Like, they too big, you know. I understand they do all this stuff at school, but, you know, I'm out here killing myself to buy these doggone gifts. And you still talking about Santa and making holiday cookies. Like, the kids are getting too big for this. Because he's like, Junior's about 12. And, you know, everybody getting too grown. And he was the oldest. So, naturally, she's not happy. So, look, you ain't finna ruin Christmas for them. Don't let me, I run the house. This is my house. You go to work, I run the house. I run it how I want to run it. I tell them when I'm ready to tell them. So they get in an argument. Little do they know, the kids know there ain't no Santa Claus. The kids just want the gifts. Kids always know before the parents tell them. So, anyway, oh yes, kids, Santa's fake. But we'll continue with this story. Now, one magical day at work, the overtime that they normally get for the holiday season hasn't been what it's always been. So, Black Santa didn't get the type of money he normally gets. Matter of fact, they were cutting people's hours. People's like, I needed my bonus. That's how I'm gonna pay for the holiday. So Black Santa is like, hey, Luella, I'm gonna have to wait till after Christmas to give Junior and them his gift and tell Thomas I'm gonna give him that train set. It's in the layaway. I'm gonna go pick it up after Christmas when I get my next check. So he just gonna have to wait, but he gonna get it. So she's like, all right. So she's like, I'll let him know. So he's like, tell him Santa couldn't get it. So he felt bad. So what he felt like he was gonna do was dress up in a Santa suit and come down there and start giving the kids some gifts, some cheaper gifts, just so that they would have a big old Christmas. And he don't even believe in dressing up as Santa, but his wife runs the house when he's not there. So he just goes along with everything. So he dresses up in the Santa suit. He come down. Ho, ho, ho. And the kids come down there. They open the parents' gift, which is usually a pair, some clothes, some socks, and they throw that in the corner somewhere. And then they go and grab the toys. And they're waiting on Santa. And here come him down there with a big old bag. You know, you can tell he had some Bacardi dog. And he gets down there and they just berate him. You ain't Santa, Dad. Cut it out. Okay, where's my train? Where's my train set? Where's my toys? Where's my Cynthia's crying? Oh, my dog. They was like, look what you did. You over here ruining it for your sisters now. So feeling lack of appreciation, he said, you know what? Y'all don't deserve it. Y'all too spoiled. That's why Santa didn't bring it. And then they was like, look, just play along. That's Dad. He dressed up for this. He don't get dressed up for none of this stuff. And now here he is, Santa. So everybody come over there, seeing Santa. They like, whatever. Forget Santa. Kids are mad. They didn't get what they wanted. And their other cousins come over there. So they sitting there and they looking at the toys. Look what my dad got me. And tried to say it was from Santa. So they're looking like, man, things could be worse. You can come over my house and play it. I got it. So now that's really rubbing the insult. So card game ensued. You know, here come Greg again over here with some straight leg pants, some slick pants, with a silk shirt with enough cologne to make you throw up. But he on over there and he's got the cards going, got the drink going. And they playing gin, and they sitting over there, and he just listening to all these kids talking. So, while he's drinking, going in the kitchen, getting him something to drink, got his food going. You know, Papa don't take no mess, come on. He just get inspired. He jumped up. You know what? Y'all spoiled A's don't deserve nothing. Ain't no Santa Claus. Sit your drunk butt down. Mom, now you shut up. Ain't no Santa Claus. And the reason why ain't no Santa Claus is because Santa Claus don't exist. I bought those gifts. I go out there every day working 18 hours a day, 14 hours a day, breaking my feet and back, losing sleep so y'all can have heat and some food in your stomach. And y'all don't even have enough appreciation. Y'all don't deserve nothing y'all got over there. Y'all even come up and hug me and say, we love you, Dad. You only say that when I give you a gift. You're horrible. Ungrateful bastards. So he's getting drunk, and so Luella is tearing into him. Sit your drunk butt down. No, they need to hear this. Ain't no Santa Claus. You know who created that? The same people that enslaved your relatives. You know what this holiday is for them. It ain't for us. It's for them. And you know what they were doing? They want all of us to run out and buy all our gifts and give the credit to some fat white guy in a beard who can't fit down a chimney. But yet and still, we supposed to make our kids believe a fat white guy can fit down that chimney, when the fat white guy down the street can't even fit my door. He supposed to come over here. He got to come in sideways. And now you got one that's nimble enough to get on the roof and go down a chimney with a bag. And he ain't got nothing on his suit. So, he thinks that it's the most ridiculous concept ever that a child past the age of 3 should be able to determine that there is no Santa Claus. So, he goes over to take a seat. He said his piece. Then he gets up. It's supposed to be about Christ. She goes, boy, what your dumb butt know about some Christ? You don't even go to church. I ain't got to go to their church. But you go to church. What did it say in the Bible? Turn to the book of give me that book. Turn to the book of Jeremiah. What did it say? Hear the word of the Lord. The house of Israel, right? Learn not the ways of this nation, right? The signs of the heavens and all of that, and the custom of people and their vanity, right? They told you they cut a tree down in the forest and they use a nail to put it up and they decorate it with silver and gold, don't they? And they make sure it can't move like a scarecrow. But what he say? Don't be afraid of them because it can't do no evil and it can't do no good. What does it tell you? Don't break your sake for tradition. Don't break the commandments of God for some party. They tell you this all the time in the Bible. So now he's kicked into his old holy ways. Then he goes even deep and said, do you know Jeremiah's name was Jeremiah all the way through the years. John's name was John all the way through the years. Jacob's name was Jacob all the way through the book. Israel, Jacob, all their names never changed in the book. Matthew. But when it comes to the Christ, and the Christ just means the Christo, the anointed one. That's all that means. So when they say Jesus Christ, Christ is not his last name. It just means he's the anointed one. But Jesus is not his name. Why everybody else's name is changed, but the Messiah, his name is not Jesus. Why everybody puts Jesus up there, knowing it is not his name. And they said, his name is Yeshua. Who told you that? All we know is his name is the Messiah. He is the anointed one that came down here. His birthday ain't on Christmas. Nobody said his birthday was December the 25th. They said that. And you know what? This is where they got the name. They took Greek mythology that the Romans all followed. They built statues and made their own gods. Zeus, Apollo, and all of these other great Hercules. All of these Greek mythological gods they made up. Took the story of Samson, turned him into Hercules. So, what did they do? They took sorry, somebody's interrupted. They took sorry about that. They took from the Judean teachings. Those who studied the Judean teachings, who went back, told them when they went back to Rome, look, We know what they know in the Holy Land. We was taught. But some of the stuff we don't agree with. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to take what we like and write it down and call it law. The things that we don't like, we just going to leave that out. And we'll take the Judean teachings and we'll call it Judaism. And we'll patent this thing and make a fortune, just like the Christian. Hey, I like that. I'm telling you, we like that. The Christians are running around here getting all this money. So, they huddle up and they say, well, what about our Greek mythology? Well, that's all made up. All we got to do is modify. And hey, look, we're not losing Zeus. Zeus is our God. Look, don't worry. We worked the way around it. We will just call him Jesus. Okay? And he will be the forefront of everything. We will take pictures, we will put it everywhere, we'll ship it across the seas, we will go across these waters and make everybody worship him. Jesus. I like this. This can work. So the Judean teachings became Judaism. And they created another rival religion to battle with, to make themselves seem more important. They created their own enemy. Jesus. And made December 25th his birthday. And if you take a look at Zeus and take a look at the descriptive picture that they call the Anointed One, you will see very close similarities, if not the same. So after this, Black Santa was now infuriated everybody, and the kids just jumped up, and his son stood up before him and said, "I hate you!" And man, he cursed at him. "You a drunk effing fool." And the mom, Luella, "Oh, child, sit down." And something snapped. While Papa Don't Take That Mess was still playing, because that's one of the longest songs in history. He takes off that Santa belt and he spins around. Didn't even look behind him. Swing the belt behind him. Pow! Belt smacked the oldest kid down. Boom! Thomas get up. "I didn't say nothing, Dad." Pop! Pop him in the leg. He bends down to one little knee. Comes back up. Pop! Pops him again on the back. Then the girls are screaming. They all running. And he tearing them up. Pop! Pop! Luella grabbing him. "Stop whooping them kids." So she grabbed him and he tearing them up. Papa don't take no matter. Pop! Just tearing everybody up. Pops had lost it. So Pop is trying to grab one of them so they couldn't leave and get his hands on the boy so he could tear him up where he can't move. So he grabbed him by the back of the pants, lifting him up. Pop! 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 Tearing him up with that Christmas belt. Now the Christmas belt it's got, it's too wide. So it's not getting the same impact as it would if it was a smaller belt. So he switches it over to the buckle side. Start giving him a little bit of that buckle. Bop! 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 Hitting him in them kneecap. Bop! Bop! So now he's crying and everything else in front of his cousin. His cousin like, "Man, that seemed personal. Glad it ain't us." Next thing you know, pop! Oh, they got it too. Just for sticking around. So everybody finna cry tonight. So they did. "Why you shouldn't have been over there? Now go upstairs and lay down." So they ain't moved. They come, man, sit down, Liza, so we can finish this game. Man, we gotta make a run to the store anyway. So I had to tan everybody up. The neighbors heard kids screaming and crying on Christmas. And they looking in the window, and then they went and called the cops. So they locked him up, and he got to go to court and all this stuff. But each year, he got out and said, this was the best Christmas I ever had. And every year, I'm going to go house to house. And I'm going to start telling people all about this pagan holiday. Because it turns people insane. Turns them to unappreciated beasts. And he want to spread what he thinks is his joy and his truth to this holiday spirit. And from that day on, Black Santa was created. He gets in a Santa suit, he goes door to door, and that suit takes down people's alarms, and he comes in and hits them with the Bible. Black Santa, baby! You gotta love it!